Hey guys, here today to review Revolution Pro Wrestling's High Stakes 2016. This is the first major show of 2016, 16th of January in the York Hall, Bethnal Green, London. This show was really great. It's one of the better British wrestling shows I've seen in the last maybe year. I would say a couple years. Just overall, very consistent show. All but two matches I would call good to really good. You had an amazing match and you had a really good main event. So let's get straight into the card. We had Flash Morgan Webster against Pete Dunne for the Revolution Pro Wrestling British Cruiserweight Championship. A good opener here. Pete Dunne's kind of seemed really motivated from the end of 2015, early 2016. He's always been a fantastic worker, but he just seems to be really going for it now, and I think he wants to make 2016 his year. I've always been a huge fan of Flash Morgan Webster. I also think 2015 was his breakout year, especially in Progress with his feud with Zack Gibson, leading on to the three-way at the Manchester show in December, which is an amazing match. It's a really fun opener here. Did the spot and a pretty awesome forehand counter when Webster flipped off the rope. It's a really good match. Both guys are very talented. Glad Pete Dunne retained. Then we went to Mike Bailey, Speedball Mike Bailey against Big Damo. This match is really good. Really like this match. It's a great story. The big guy versus small guy. Mike Bailey plays the underdog role so well. He's really likable, especially for the crowd too. Maybe didn't see a huge amount of him. He's only really broken out in PWG and evolved to an extent. And maybe the British crowd aren't as familiar with that as the American crowds are, but he got over quite quickly here. His stuff is just pretty ridiculous. Big Dame was a really great guy for him to work with. He's just a guy also in 2015 who just really came into his own. Stuff in ICW has been great. His matches with Tanahashi and Nakamura are both fantastic, and his match was awesome. Damo's finisher is just brutally awesome, and that was a really good match. 3.25 stars, just great stuff here. Then we went to Doug Williams against Colt Cabana. This match was like there. I don't think it was that great, really. It wasn't awful though. It was a weird match because Colt Cabana didn't really kind of play his typical kind of gimmicky self. It was very serious and very like a wrestling match, and it kind of ended out of nowhere. Doug Williams is a guy I've never been a huge fan of. He gets a lot of respect in the UK because he's kind of that guy who went on TV. And although he's a good wrestler and he has good matches, I've never honestly seen a match of Doug Williams that I've been like, wow, that was an amazing match. That was a great match even. He's had good matches. His match with Jay Lethal at the Super Show of Honor for Preston City Wrestling, that was good. But his match was kind of just there. It wasn't fantastic at all. Will Ospreay versus Marty Scurll, #1 contendership for the British Heavyweight Championship. This match was awesome. This match was amazing. This was the best Marty Scurll match I've ever seen. Possibly the best Will Ospreay match I've ever seen. This match was just superb. These guys are two fellas that kind of have a path that is very similar to each other. They broke into PWG at the same time. And I think this is the culmination of like a year's feud. They had a really great match in the cockpit in London, kind of middle of 2015. This match was superior than that. It told a really good story, and I feel Ospreay and Scurll get quite a lot of stick, especially for the match at the cockpit, for maybe not selling or not having too many high spots. And it really played into the match well here. I'm not going to say the selling was amazing because there's some parts of the match I didn't like as much. The big kind of sequence, middle end of the match, it was really cool. It kind of got the crowd going, which was cool. Had some really nice moments in that sequence, but I just remember when Scurll hit his like flying European, and then Ospreay stood right back up and kicked him in the face. If they left that, I would have been perfectly fine with that sequence. That was only, but didn't really make sense. With that being said, really like the idea of Scurll trying to go for the chicken wing the whole match, working on the neck and the lower back of Ospreay to try and get him prone for that maneuver. Scurll also tried to avoid the kick maybe between the turnbuckle and the rope that Ospreay does. They both tried to hit each other's finishing moves. Scurll hit the Essex Destroyer, Ospreay hit the chicken wing, had some pretty ridiculous spots to the outside, had a really great strike exchange. This match was fantastic. It was really close to 4 3/4, but maybe some small bits of kind of, you could argue, a little bit more selling in certain aspects of the match. When I say selling, it's a bit more time between the spots would have maybe helped me a bit, kind of digest the action. I did feel the first kind of 5 minutes was a little rushed. If you watch like Okada matches and Tanahashi matches, the first 5 minutes is quite slow, and I quite like that. It's kind of building it up. But Ospreay was going for a shooting star press really early, which put me off a little bit. But that being said, the minor criticisms. The match is amazing. It's one of the best matches I've seen this year so far. It's third match of the year for me, behind Nakamura, Styles, and Okada Tanahashi. I think it's a bit better than Ishii Shibata. It's maybe because I like this kind of style of match a little more. But that being said, both are great matches. I like this one just a smidge more. Mark Haskins versus Jay Lethal had a little bit of trouble following the previous match, but they had a really great match. Mark Haskins is one of the best wrestlers in the UK and Europe. He's going to break out hopefully soon to the US because he's just fantastic. Jay Lethal, we all know how great he is. He's got a really good wrestling match. It's very similar to the Tanahashi Shibata style match in G1, whereas it's a really well wrestled match. And he's going to get 4 stars, but then the finish took me out of it a little bit. I don't think there's any need to do that. It wouldn't have hurt Haskins for Lethal to go over clean. I know they want to try and establish Lethal as his heel, but it's a bit annoying, really. I would prefer to see Lethal just win the match clean. I think anyone would have complained at that. That's one thing, like having the Ring of Honor title on the line is cool for Rev Pro, but we all know who's going to win the match, because it's not like Haskins is going to win the title, which can take an element of surprise out of it. But that being said, this match was really good. 3 3/4 stars, awesome stuff. James Castle, Shaw Samuels, and Josh Bodom against Jimmy Havoc, T-Bone, and Bram in a tag team no disqualification match. I didn't think this match was very good. It was quite tame for Jimmy Havoc, kind of no DQ match, especially because the match was Josh Bodom, which I didn't really like either, but it was a bit more, it was a bit better and be a bit more less tame. I don't understand why you'd have a really great match in the same building that's totally not tame, and then come here and have a pretty tame no DQ match with a couple of chairs and going around the arena any kind of nowhere. I don't think Bram's that good. I think it was a bit anticlimactic for me, so he was a mystery partner. I didn't think it was a very good match. Main event, AJ Styles versus Zack Sabre Jr. This match was great. Very similar to the Haskins Lethal match. It's a really well wrestled match. They didn't go to the wall in near falls. I was totally engrossed in the action from the bell to bell, which is pivotal in having a good match, I think. Zack Sabre Jr. just has some amazing skills, and his bridges, his counters. AJ Styles really, the story behind this match was AJ Styles really struggling to keep up with Zack Sabre Jr. Kind of put him over as the guy who'll take his place per se, and it worked well. He had a really good story. People get upset, like, oh, storytelling's dead in wrestling, but people look for too obvious stories. You have to look for your story within the match that Styles and Sabre are trying to tell. Like, this match has not had a 5 month build up for the story. It was booked, and they told a nice story in the way they wrestled the match. Well, I think it's as powerful in some extent, you could argue. Match was great though. Really cool finish. Sabre Jr. killed Styles with submissions at the end, and that was awesome. Overall, great show. RPW Revolution Pro Wrestling. Definitely check this out. I'll leave the link below. They got it on demand. Main event, fantastic. Haskins Lethal, great. And a really good Ospreay Scurll match. A really good, amazing Ospreay Scurll match. So check the show out. Definitely check out Rev Pro. They're a really top-notch promotion.